Hello and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA, and we are reaching you live from Abuja, the nation's capital. I am Olajide Bello. You can follow these news live on our website nta.ng/live and the NTA News Now and other social media platforms displayed on the screen for updates. Accredited observers for the 2023 general elections have been advised to respect the sovereignty of Nigeria. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu gave the advice at a meeting with international and domestic observers ahead of this week's Saturday's presidential and National Assembly elections. Mia Ogidi reports.
Countdown to 2023 general elections in Nigeria. Seventh in the series in the Fourth Republic. The umpire meeting the observer. 229 international and domestic groups deploying 146,913 observers, gathered here at the International Conference Center, Abuja, interacting for a single purpose, that is, to ensure each free, credible exercise.
You are also free to observe the ability of all stakeholders to participate in the process without fear, intimidation, and violence.
A classroom of some sort. INEC giving them detailed engagements of the processes, facts and figures, issues to observe, and code of conduct.
You are by definition observers. Do not interfere with the process or show partisanship. In addition, international observers must be guided by the fact that the election is conducted by and in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, whose sovereignty must be respected.
And we are very, very careful with it. We are going to respect the code of conduct, and it is our belief that this election will be itch-free, except for the fears of the Naira redesign and the swap, and hindering a lot of movements that may perhaps, to some extent, account for apathy on this election.
These observers will be deployed to 176,606 polling units nationwide by their respective groups. At the end, their reports will be part of INEC's recommendations for future elections. Mayor Ogidi, NTA.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has released a list of 1,574,301 polling unit agents as nominated by the 18 registered political parties for the general election. A document released by the Commission showed that the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, has the highest number of polling unit agents of 176,588, followed by the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, with 176,233. New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, has 176,200, and Labour Party, LP, with 134,874. All the political parties also nominated a total of 68,057 collation agents and 27 agents for the National Collation Center. Nigeria has 176,846 polling units, but elections would only take place in 176,606, as 240 of the total figure have no registered voters. Nigerians living in Akwa Ibom State have been charged to go out on Saturday to vote any candidate of their choice without any fear of intimidation or attacks by thugs. The Commissioner of Police, Olatoye Durosimi, gave the assurance while briefing security agencies before the flagging off of the show of force. John Paul Alumina reports.
Combined team of officers and men of the Army, Navy, Police, Nigerian Immigration Service, Federal Road Safety Commission, NDLEA, and others were fully briefed and mobilized to assure residents of their readiness to secure lives and property during and after the general elections. The Commissioner of Police, Olatoye Oduro-Sumi, says the essence of the exercise is to create the awareness among the citizens that the forthcoming presidential and governorship elections shall be heat-free.
Visit all those areas, the dangerous areas, the vulnerable points, and those notorious spots. It is to send a message to them that we are ready for the election and that everyone that is here should comply with what we ask them to do.
In anything that they might decide to do otherwise, contrary to what is in the what is laid down in the laws of this country, we are able to neutralize any threat.
The police boss says the show of force exercise will continue till Friday in all parts of Akwa Ibom State. In Uyo, John Paul Alumona, NTA News.
The National Orientation Agency says it has toured around the 774 local government areas of the Federation, sensitizing citizens on their rights and obligations towards a peaceful conduct of the general elections, among other civic responsibilities. Kenneth Nanim reports.
Against the notion in some quarters that the National Orientation Agency has little or no impact in the society regarding public education and enlightenment on the citizens' rights and privileges, obligations and civil responsibilities. This, the Director General of the agency, Dr. Abari, says is a misrepresentation of true position of things. With pictorial evidence, Dr. Barry pointed out that the presence of the agency is being felt in the 774 local government areas of the Federation.
The National Orientation Agency has been doing a lot in the communities where our strength lies, in local languages.
He explains that though public enlightenment campaign is capital intensive, but emphasizes the agency's continuous engagement and sensitization of relevant groups on the forthcoming general elections, the national census, as well as the cashless policy, radio and television jingles, newspapers, and various online publications, as well as partnerships with relevant agencies, Dr. Barry explains, as efforts in the front line towards public sensitization. NTA News.
At least 100,000 party members and supporters are to serve as voluntary agents for the APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Northwest Director, Tinubu Support Group, Bafa Babadan Agundi, stated this when he led the volunteers to the Kano Government House. Abdullahi Mustafa reports.
The APC supporters took over adjoining streets leading to the Kano Government House. They are young men and women who agreed to render voluntary support to the party's presidential candidate, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and other contestants on its platform.
President Muhammad Buhari visit to Kano, we declare to support him free of charge. This is a neighbor state. They say they will repeat the same thing for Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Nasir Yusuf Gawuna and Murtala Sulaiman.
Bafa Badan Agundi, who led the volunteers to the government house entrance, told Governor Ganduje that this is a decision of various groups under the auspices of the Tinubu Support Group in Kano State. The decision, he explained, is for their belief in the quality and capacity of the APC flag bearer to take Nigeria to greater heights. Dr. Ganduje thanked the volunteers for what he described as solidarity and patriotism, assuring that the APC presidential candidate has in his agenda a robust plan for the welfare and well-being of youth. He enjoined eligible voters in the state to turn up en masse to cast their ballots for the party in the upcoming general elections. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, is getting more support as the 2023 general elections become a matter of days away. Some of the latest support came from a coalition of some APC support groups and the Youth Directorate of the Atiku Okowa Presidential Campaign Council. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Founder and National Coordinator of Project 4+4 Buhari Oshibajo 2019, Garba Musa is leading a number of representatives of other APC support groups to declare support for the Atiku Kowa presidential ticket. Their conviction, he emphasized, is anchored on PDP's track record of achievements, which also cannot be separated from Atiku Abubakar.
And we believe he garner more experience, he garner more knowledge, and he has the competency now to give us the best leadership. That is our prayer.
Meanwhile, the Deputy National Coordinator of Youth and Students of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council and Deputy National Youth Leader of the party, Timothy Osadolo, notes that a larger percentage of the Nigerian youth resolved to key into the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar's Rescue Nigeria agenda.
The PD family is very united and is very ready for the elections.
He enjoined the youth to reject any attempt to be used as agents of destabilization by desperate politicians before, during, and after elections. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Emir of Zauzau, Ahmad Nuhu Bamali, has stressed the need for candidates vying for elective positions to place national interest above any other consideration. The royal father stated this while receiving the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi on a courtesy visit at his palace. Sagir Awal reports.
Presidential candidate of Labour Party and his running mates alongside party faithful in Kaduna State were at the Emir of Zazzau Palace to seek for his royal blessings. Emir of Zazzau Mala Ahmad Nubamali says issues of insecurity, unemployment, agricultural and power transformation, youth restiveness in the north, among other issues, should be the cardinal principles of any incoming president.
What Nigerians need today is anybody who can, give direction, guarantee security and lives of people.
Presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, noted that the country is blessed with both human and natural resources, hence the need for a pragmatic leader that will properly utilize them for the rapid development of the country.
I believe in Nigeria, and we really have to deal with it. It is time to throw away what divides us and bring in what unites us. My commitment is to do that.
Peter Obi vowed to salvage the north and bring back its past glory if elected. From Zaria, Sagir Awal, NTA News.
And Adiola is standing by in our Lagos studio to keep us abreast of happenings in that zone. Adiola.
Thank you and welcome to Lagos. The Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Olorunimbe Mamura, says Nigeria can only achieve universal health coverage with the integration and coordination of both orthodox and natural medicines. The minister made the remark while inspecting the ultra-modern research laboratory at the Nigerian Natural Medicine Development Agency in Lagos. Michael Olaleye reports.
Changing the fortune of natural medical works and products from just hypothetical analysis to preservation and innovation is the responsibility of the Nigeria Natural Medicine Development Agency, NNMDA, and in gravitating to the next stage of exporting products of its research, this laboratory is crucial. The minister believes if more than 50% of Nigerians reside in the rural areas, then natural medicine is the first point of contact and an heritage which must be preserved.
We have potent preparations, potent products that have not really got the proper attention to make it available. So this is why we need to work more on this, and then our traditional practitioners and all that, they are now encouraged to come out.
The ISO 17025 certification was presented to the agency. A development stakeholders described as an answer to the European Union's drive to build trust for trade and boost global competitiveness.
This is key into the global demand for qualified laboratories in Nigeria under the Nigerian National Accreditation Service, NINAS, for evaluation of food, natural auxiliary products, and to safeguard the lives of Nigerians and ensure the quality of agro products in international trade. originating from Nigeria.
We must leverage on the global recognition of TMPs and exploit our indigenous medical knowledge and its combined human and bioresources to engage in global trade.
The minister equally interacted with key players in the technology and innovation value chain on the prospect of establishing a technology and innovation center for the Southwest geopolitical zone. In Lagos, Michael Alaleye, NTA News.
Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. We'll take some messages now nationwide. We'll continue with Mina in our Enugu Network Center when we return to stay.
Good evening and welcome to Enugu. With the decline in female participation in politics, some well-meaning Nigerians are advocating for a change in narrative. This they made known while interacting with Fortunate Ozo on the challenges female aspirants and candidates face every electioneering period and the way forward.
To popular opinion, women bear the brunt of abuse and negligence in almost every sphere of human endeavor, politics inclusive. This trend, which mostly has cultural undertone, tends to undermine the wealth of knowledge inherent in them. We consciously want women to be part of the leadership and decision-making of the state and the society at large. Why must we fix meetings when we in society have structured it in such a way that we do not want women to attend those meetings? That means we are intentionally excluding them from decision-making and development process. Some female candidates in the 2023 general elections in Ebonyi State allege marginalization, while men, on the other hand, believe otherwise.
I see so many men when they come into the camp, they look down on me. When I'm supposed to speak, when he's finished speaking, for me to speak, they want to give it to somebody else than me. Of course, if you are quiet, they will overshadow you. I refuse to be intimidated. Everywhere you find a woman in politics, we are the best administrators. So they always be jealous of us. But God has designed it that we are the best administrators.
We have a case here in Ebonyi State where a female candidate from unpopular political party won an election in the House of Assembly. Nobody stops her. So once you are popular, you are loved, and you are able to convince the people to follow you, they will vote for you.
To change the narrative, respondents are of the view that with the required support, women can bring the needed change in all spheres of human endeavor, as has been proven in some countries of the world. In Abakaliki, Fortunate Ozo, NTA News.
And that's a contribution from here. It's back to Olajide in Abuja for a continuation of Nationwide.
Many thanks, Mina, and welcome back to Abuja. The federal government has given clear directives to security agencies to deal decisively with those involved in crude oil bunkering and pipeline vandalism in the country. Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo said this at a conference on crude oil theft and loss in Nigeria.
The constant loss in oil production due to illegal activities is affecting the nation's economy, especially revenue generation. To curb this menace, the Office of the National Security Advisor, based on the order of President Muhammadu Buhari, constituted an investigative panel in December 2022 to checkmate oil theft. It's 2023, job done. This conference provides the panel an opportunity to present its report as well as deliberate with stakeholders on possible ways to stem this tide.
Today's event, therefore, aims at consolidating on what has been achieved so far. Our intention is to facilitate honest, thought-provoking conversations through critical thinking and brainstorming sessions that will inspire solutions to this problem.
Addressing crude oil theft requires strong interagency collaboration with the relevant stakeholders, such as the security agencies, the NNPC, international oil companies, and very crucially, the local communities.
If the community are not involved and engaged, then obviously doing anything in their backyard will not have their commitment. That the economy
The Vice President, Professor Yemi Oshibanjo, describes oil theft as a danger to Nigeria's national economy and security.
Once the host communities, especially the individuals who may be involved in these actions, are sensitized as to the importance of ensuring that the act works, the insurance of ensuring that legislation works to their benefit, then I think that things may well improve.
It is expected that the outcome of the conference will help towards bringing lasting solutions to oil theft in Nigeria. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The Central Bank of Nigeria has described as fake a press release purported to have emanated from the bank to the effect that President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the reissuance and release of old 501,000 notes as legal tender in the country. The CBN, in a statement jointly signed by Edward Adamo, Deputy Governor, Corporate Services, and Osita Umanasobe, Director, Corporate Communications, reiterated that only 200 old notes are to be reissued and to circulate concurrently with the new notes as directed by President Muhammadu Buhari. The statement therefore advised the public to ignore the fake news, as the bank is working with law enforcement agencies to investigate, apprehend and prosecute the purveyors of this fake news. Now, following the search and rescue simulation exercise organized by the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency NAMA in 2021, stakeholders are meeting to discuss best strategies in handling aircraft emergencies. From their discussions, stakeholders say there are lapses in coordination and communication when it comes to carrying out search and rescue missions, especially when emergencies happen outside the airports.
What we are doing here today is to address those problems we identified in the past.
Mock exercise based on volcanic ash eruption. This is the first in history in Nigeria. Other African countries has not done it.
Well, my expectation is that by the time this program is over, already a lot of brainstorming must have taken place. There will be a lot of critique where we will point out our faults. This one didn't do this right, this one did this right, you know, where we can criticize one another and encourage one another to do the right thing.
Another break beckons. Nationwide continues shortly. And that concludes Nationwide. We're now handing over to our verdict studio where Nyere John is standing by.